I love Europe. It has a racing culture all of its own, a unique lineage that stretches back to motorsport's very inception. That's why I've come here to recruit drivers and teams who can make the difference to my new format, World Series Racing.
So my name's Lee Roberts, Senior Games Designer on RaceNet in Grid 2. For us, I think with Grid 2, it's been so long because we wanted to make sure we did the original game justice. It's meant a lot of kind of technological advancements and a lot of new inclusions. For Grid 2, we were keen to split the single player and the multiplayer out. So single player now has got a much stronger narrative to drive you through those races and those modes. With multiplayer, it's all about the player writing a story for themselves and essentially kind of writing their own mix and kind of meaning they got followers and global challenges and rivals. So with the single player, you play a role of an unknown rookie driver. This multi-billionaire called Patrick Callahan decides to start his own racing league. It's called the World Series of Racing. And he invites you to help him set this league up. So you start off as an unknown rookie racing kind of small races, not many fans, not much sponsorship, nothing like that. So you work your way through the modes, you're going to get more and more famous, kind of more and more fans. WSR is going to grow as a series, you're going to work through different seasons, and subsequently the races are going to get much more bigger, big fireworks, bigger crowds, better cars. So you're working your way up until you know, the ultimate race in season 5 when the WSR has become this worldwide phenomenon and you're racing all over the globe. I think with Grid 2, the key thing has been our true field handling system that's led to this. It's aimed to kind of hit the sweet spot between the arcade racer and simulation. So casual player can easily pick up the game after a few laps. You know, the handling's going to click with them. They're going to immediately start setting good times around that track. But there's also kind of nuances in there in that handling system for the hardcore to pick up on. So, you know, when it comes down to shaving those tenths of the seconds off of the tracks, they're going to get that out of each of the handling. And every car handles in a different way as well. So people who like tight handling will pick certain cars, looser handling and more drift to handle. You know, other cars are available for them too. So multiplayer this time we've started to kind of step it up a little bit and change a little bit. You've got your standard kind of playlist and custom races. Playlist allows you to get in the race straight away and kind of race, you know, or do a drift event or whatever you want to do. With custom you can specialise, so if I just want to do a checkpoint event at a certain location, I can search for those games as well. Add to this, we've also got the new Global Challenge asynchronous mode. So what this is like 9 events getting powered by our RaceNet service. So these mix up tracks, modes and cars. So every single 7 days, you're going to get 9 new events in the game to give a go. We've also got kind of this rivals system for Grid 2. And what rivals is it's going to match you with another player to go against in that week. So you've got weekly rivals, which is like powered by RaceNet. Every 7 days, it's going to give you a rival who is most like you as a playing style. There's also custom rival, which you can set up via the RaceNet website. So that's like selecting parameters like, say I want to race somebody who particularly likes checkpoint or particularly likes drift. I can do that as well, set those up. And then there's social rivals as well. What it is setting rivalries up versus your friends so that you can keep them going forever and ever. So I think one thing we always kind of talk about is that it's all about the race. The race experience is at Grid 2's heart. That's kind of what the heart is of the game. So it's all about picking up, taking control of these supercars and you know, take them to the track so you're not going to be able to do in real life. And it's all about that experience. I think with the single player, it's the idea of, you know, this narrative, this story you're going to get involved with. You're playing a part of this character. With multiplayer, it's all about writing your own story and kind of moving that forward. I think it's a split really. I think there's certain players who will never touch single player and always only play multiplayer. I think that people expect a strong single player as well. So with Grid 2, and the one reason why we split the two out was so we could do both of them well and not make sacrifices for each of the modes. So the single player is extremely well put together. You're going to be in there for a good 20 to 30 hours gameplay in there. And then add to that, you've got multiplayer on top of it. So if you just want to race multiplayer, you've got all these custom and playlist events as well as global challenge and rivals, you know, to keep going for a long period of time. I think for us, and obviously being connected with RaceNet, the importance of that social connection to me is really important. I think as that goes forward, and because you look at the games with like Battlefield and Call of Duty, and how much multiplayer plays a strong role in those titles once they've completed the single player campaign, and how that community grows and grows and builds and builds. I think that's really important for us going forward, obviously with the advantages that the next gen consoles will have and that social thing coming more to the front of it all. I think it's a very exciting time. We move forward and add more social features.
And out here, Divi Zero sets standards as high as my own. I need drivers who will do whatever needs to be done, the risk takers, the fearless. These are the racers who I will make into stars.